Hello, everyone, and welcome. Eagles Insider Dave Spadaro, along with Eagles head coach Doug Pederson, our one-on-one presented by Wawa. And tough times, Coach, after a really difficult loss against the Dallas Cowboys. The day after, what are you thinking?
Well, obviously you're scratching your head a little bit, trying to figure out why and put your finger on some things. But you go back and watch the tape, and there are some bright spots. Obviously, there's some encouraging moments in there. I thought the quarterback played well as the game went on and made some plays. Second half, I think offensively we kind of woke up and made some plays, got us back into the football game. And I think overall though. The disappointing thing is it's a loss, and it is to the Cowboys, and it's a division game. All things we've talked about, in the week leading up to that game, and particularly coming out of a bye when the guys are rested. They had a really good week of practice and fresh and excited for the game.
In a season during which the NFL is scoring points at a record rate, it's been a struggle to score points. And I know it's not one thing, but kind of moving forward, how do you get this thing right?
Well, I mean, listen, it comes down to, number one, it comes down to play design, play call. I mean, that's on us as coaches. Number two, it comes down to execution by the players. I mean, obviously, we ask our quarterbacks and receivers to do a lot if we're going to throw the ball in the red zone. Obviously, if we run the ball, we got to make sure that we're on point there. And it's about, I talk about ownership quite a bit. And I think to each man, to each coach, just kind of owning the opportunity, owning your job, being a better teacher as a coach, and then being a better player on the field, and execution. Execution, what we say, it fuels emotion, and so that's kind of where we are right now, and we know we're going to have to score more points, down the stretch, and we're very capable of doing that. That's the encouraging part, is we're very capable. We got weapons to do it, and now we just gotta go about doing it.
Some from the outside have talked about urgency. Have you seen the urgency that you want to see?
It's come kind of in spurts a little bit. I think one thing I've said this, Dave, before, and one thing I love about this football team, it is a resilient group. It's a group that's very tight. It's a close group. Adversity happens to us, they seem to overcome it, and they respond. Our season's been sort of that way. You lose, you win. You lose, you win. You lose. You're kind of back and forth, and it seems like this team really responds after tough losses and disappointing losses. I know the players are extremely disappointed, not only in the loss, but I think in the way they played overall as a team. So I know that going forward, this team's going to bounce back. We're going to make some things happen. We still got a lot of division games left that we can control, and we've each game now is, as they would say, probably a must game.
Yeah, I know you do not use injuries as an excuse. It's a different injury picture than last year. Last year it was, Jason Peters, Carson Wentz, Jordan Hicks, Chris Maragos, so 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah.
What is it now? 11, 12 players?
Yeah, it's extensive. The list keeps growing, and it's part of the game. It's part of it's part of football and playing, and you never know when it's going to hit, and it's something that we fight through and we battle each week. But we understand that we can't make excuses for it. We got to get the next guy ready to play, and that's quite frankly where we are.
How good are the New Orleans Saints? 8-1.
They're good. They're a good football team. Obviously, they're on pace offensively. They're scoring fast. They're scoring often, and they Drew Brees is extremely hot right now, and that's it's really good for them. And defensively, they're a good defense. Teams have been able to score points on them and move the ball. They're obviously tough in that dome, and it's going to be loud, and handling the crowd noise is going to be tough this week. But we're capable of doing that, and it's a good test. Really going to find out exactly what we are all about coming up this Sunday.
Doug, it's interesting that you, from day one, 4th down, you've been an aggressive coach on 4th down, and you're going to remain that way. So when it works, like last year, when it's not working, you get criticized a lot. Does that at all impact whether you're going to go for it on 4th down?
No, I can't listen to the outside noise. I have to, listen to what I'm preaching to the players, and you got to block all that stuff out. I have to trust the players. I got to trust the scheme, trust our process, and we're going to make more fourth down conversions than we're not. As long as I'm here, and I put that trust in the players, and we ask them to do a lot, and when it's 4th and 1 or 4th and 7 at the end of the game, we expect them to make the play and get the first down, stay on the field, and they really appreciate that. I think coming from a coach that I put that trust back on them, because they want that. Obviously, our quarterback wants the ball in his hands, and guys like Zach Ertz and our runners and guys like that, Alshon, they want the ball, and so it shows a lot of confidence in them.
The first 15 getting off to a good start has been a struggle this year. So moving forward, I mean, you tweaked it, you reviewed it, you've looked at your tendencies. What do you do from here? How do you make it better?
Well, it just comes down to, I think, the approach. A lot of times it's not so much the plays as it is just having 100% focus at the start of the game, and the guys are engaged, the guys are there, and for whatever reason a guy gets edged here, or we don't sustain a block there, or the ball gets knocked down at the line of scrimmage, whatever the case has been throughout the course of the year, are all things that we can fix. And the sense of urgency, as you mentioned, probably at the start of the game needs to be a little bit higher, and we need to start fast, and things that we talk about, and we just have to continue to work, continue to build, and put an emphasis on it.
When you go through tough times, you kind of find out about your locker room and your team. Is that kind of how you're looking at this thing right now at 4 and 5?
Exactly. I think we're kind of right in the thick of things, as they say here in the NFL. I mean, kind of middle of the road, 4 and 5 with again, division in front of us. But we're going to find a lot out about this football team, the resiliency of it, the leadership of this team, and just see where we are against a good opponent, and what we can do the rest of the season.
Doug Pederson, thanks so much for joining us. Our one-on-one presented by Wawa. Thanks for watching.